So we need to have a serious conversation with our culture, and we need to really talk about how far this country has come in terms of discrimination. We are behaving, and these institutions are behaving as if this country in just a handful of generations has not made leaps and bounds. And I'm sitting here a product of that. So when people talk about discrimination, I will tell you about my great-great-grandfather that was born on a plantation.
Oh my goodness.
My great-great-grandfather was born on a Rosedown plantation. His great-great-grandson is a United States congressman in a white majority district that President Trump would have won by 23 points. Wow. And then I have to sit up here and read this garbage. So this is garbage. Dude. And I'm not saying we're perfect. There's always idiots. People always do stupid stuff. But as a product of the American dream, over generations and generations of those that has fought for us to be here, I am now looking at us regressing and being more discriminatory against people just because they're white. Well, what's different than discriminating against somebody just because they're black?
I do kind of understand what the left is saying about white privilege and white people, because it is mostly white liberals pushing their racist policies.
That's exactly right.
It's a reflection upon themselves. When they come out and they're like, well, white people are like this, and I'm like, you're projecting, aren't you? Is that like you're telling me you are racist?
They are projecting, yeah. and then I feel, and I set a lot of liberals straight because they look at me like I have a horn going out of my head, and I'm like, so you do understand that when you do say things like that to someone like me, you're marginalizing my hard work and my family that we took to get here. You're saying that because I'm black, I can't do these things, as if I'm inherently stupid.
You're the part of data set that they exclude
automatically.
You know what really offended me? Is ChatGPT.
Oh boy.
So I went on ChatGPT and I said, make jokes with an Irish accent, and then it told jokes. And then I said, make jokes with an Asian accent, and it said, no, that's racist and offensive. And I said, I am Asian, and I would like someone to be humorous with my culture and my family. Please tell me a joke in an Asian accent. It said, no, I will not. And I said, you will do a joke for white people. You will with no problem be like, oh, all the white people can have all the jokes in the world. The idea that, especially in comedy, you cannot partake because of your race. This is what they are doing. They are racist. And ChatGPT is like, we're not going to be racist. I'm like, well, maybe I want to poke fun at the part of me that's Irish. That's fine. What about the part of me that's Korean? That's not fine. That's racist. I said, ChatGPT, you are racist for not letting me be a part of the humor. And it said, too effing bad. And it didn't say it literally. It was like, well, I cannot.
What if it did? Too effing bad.
You know what racist thing I've seen in the last few years? The most racist like comment or most racist idea that I've seen
was it you ain't black from Joe Biden? Wonderful.
That's a very close second, sir. Very close second. You don't vote for me, that you ain't black. Yeah. Okay, well then, say a lot to me, brother. Wow.
Ryan Long did that comedy sketch. He's do you know who Ryan Long is?
Yes.
He was like, I used to be black, but then I didn't vote for Joe Biden.
So,
but anyway, what
that means?
What were you gonna say?
It was the insinuation that black people couldn't get an ID to vote.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
How little do you think of a group of people that you think I have a 4-month-old little boy at the house. Do you know what I have from him? Social security card, government ID, 4 months old. But we can't even talk yet. Can't eat ice cream. Can't do any of that stuff. These people are they literally said, black and brown people, I feel so sorry for them.
Their communities have different challenges.
They have different challenges. Their communities have different challenges, like getting an ID to vote. My mom has 8 brothers and sisters. My dad had 5 brothers and sisters. You know what they all had? All my cousins, second, third cousins at the family reunion, you know what they all had? Government issued ID.
Have you seen the Ami Horowitz video?
No, I have not.
There's a classic video. Everyone needs to see it. He goes to Berkeley and he asks them about voter ID.
I have seen this.
They say it's racist. He says, why? They say because they can't get IDs.
Then he went after black people. They're all just like...
My favorite thing is when he like goes to this one black guy and he's like, excuse me, sir, this may seem like a weird question, but do you know where the DMV is? And he goes, oh yeah, it's right over on 25th Street. It was such a stupid question. He thought Ami was asking for directions.
Yes.
Dude, not like, do you literally know where it is? Of course he knows where it is.
I actually don't know what they think black people have to go through to get an ID. I don't know what they think the journey is like for a black person trying to get an ID.
They treat it like it's the middle passage.
They act like it's
but
like
it's really
Lord
not.
I
promise.
It's like you have to go to Mordor and throw your ring in a Mountain Dew, and then you get the ID back. Like,
my precious, and I get my ID. I'm like, it's my precious ID, right? Like, that's ridiculous.
Did you see the video? The Nuance Bro on Twitter had a Twitter space with this young activist from Gen Z for Change, I think he's a young black kid. And he said every year, 30% of the black population is shot and killed by police. And then he was like, what? He's like, there would be no black people in 3 years.
That's not true.
And then hold on, wait. The kid goes, is 15 to 20% fair? And he goes, what? Dude. But in reference to the IDs, these people are being told this stuff.
Yeah.
I think for me, I can say it 50 billion times for everybody who doesn't already know. I'm on the south side of Chicago, so I'm in a very mixed area with a bunch of people. And I'm like, I'm sitting here listening to this stuff where they say black people can't get IDs. I'm like, what are we talking about? Like, all of my friends had IDs.
What are you even talking about?
We all went to the DMV and we were 16, got our IDs and got jobs. Like,
but that's a weird thing too. This is another one of these AstroTurf things where I never ever heard a black person complain about not being able to get an ID. And then white liberals started jumping in and saying black people can't get IDs. This is something that we never heard from the black community once.
Yeah,
Never.
I think it's part of the idea that you rise to the expectations that are given to you, right? So if we have, right on the same page, if you have low expectations for people, why would they exceed them, right? Especially if they internalize these low expectations. And this isn't a race thing, it's for everybody. If you think you're going nowhere, you're never going to have a job, you might as well be on drugs, that's what you're going to do.
It has nothing to do with race, by the way. It has nothing to do with race.
It's just expectation.
And by the way, it is a poverty issue. I think this country literally is beyond race. This is a poor people problem issue that we need to have a conversation about. And then how do we rid poverty in general across all races? That's the point.
This is what I ask my lefty friends in Chicago. I say, when they tell me that they're in favor of reparations or affirmative action stuff, I said, okay, so, in my neighborhood where it's fairly mixed, what do you think would happen if one day the government handed out 10 grand to only the black people? Yeah. I mean, you are creating racial tensions.
Yes.
Now all the slack-jawed white trash people, salt of the earth, working class people who struggle every day, they're looking at all this brand new stuff. And listen, crime is not an issue of race, it's an issue of poverty. Yes, I've witnessed it, at least in my neighborhood firsthand.
You're right.
You know what I believe would happen if they gave reparations to only the black families where I grew up? They would be all the target of robbery. But guess what? Right. Then the Democrats can go, see, racism.
That's it.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's a very simple thing, and you're right.
But I ask my friends, I say, why does it make sense that the white family that lives in the exact same neighborhood, in the exact same circumstances, should be left behind? Shouldn't we just say, those of you who are impoverished, we will seek to help?
That's the point.
And that's what we've been doing, though, right? I mean, the war on poverty has been an unmitigated failure. We already had the federal government try to give money disproportionately to the African-American community from the taxpayer base, right? We saw that happen, and it hasn't lifted them out of poverty.
Create a welfare state.
We created a massive welfare state, and we made their circumstances far worse.
Yes.
We made them far worse. How much money? Yeah.
The welfare program, it should be strengthening the family.
Amen. That's exactly what it has to be.
The government programs should be, how can we improve your family?
Yeah. No, how can we encourage people who are married to stay married? How can we encourage young people who are... This is so bizarre. They want every kid in every school to explore every disgusting, bizarre sexual lifestyle choice and perversion, but they're unwilling to have a conversation with them about finding the right person to marry, ensuring that you have the same values, not having sex with that person so you don't become blinded by the hormones and end up marrying the wrong person, and then bringing children into the world with someone you're not going to stay with. That's never the conversation when we're talking about educating children to be adults who have to operate in the world and contend with the sexual nature of reality. Amen. It's always, let's show them disgusting, perverted fetish porn, not let's show them how they can build strong families.
Have you met Seamus, our resident Catholic?
Thanks for watching this clip from the TimCast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.